Good morning, you're in the back room with Becky. It's Freaky Friday. We're going to leave the fabulous part out because my community is just now waking up, and some of them are just not realizing about the Trayvon Martin case. You know that I'm outraged and angered whenever a child dies unnecessarily. Whenever a human being dies unnecessarily, we should all be upset. What is upsetting me the most is that we are acting as though Trayvon is the only African American that has been killed with no consequences. Now, I understand he was 17 years old. I buried a 9-year-old. I know y'all say, Becky, don't make it personal. It is personal. Because until we start acting like we care what happens in our community on a daily basis, see, because they already knew that it's problematic in Florida anyway, if your color is brown. You know, it's the the majority of people there are African American, Latino, or other, and Caucasian people are in the growing minority. Okay, so he's a self-appointed neighborhood watch, and he has shot and killed this young man, and everybody's outraged because they're like, why is nobody doing anything? Why haven't you been doing something all along? Why are we not watching our own neighborhoods? Why are we not approaching our young men and letting them know, you know, baby, you're going in a direction that we scared to even talk to our children and tell them, okay, this kind of behavior may lead to this kind of observation or perception of you. And I'm not saying Trayvon did anything. I'm not speaking about Trayvon on this issue right now, because Trayvon is in God's hand. We are the ones that's in misery, and we are the ones that are screaming out for justice, and we want somebody to be angry at. But the reality is that our black men have been endangered species for the last 50 years. So if you want to be mad at somebody, I think we need to be mad at our community, mad at our neighbors who see stuff happening and don't say shit, mad at ourselves because we know that some of the money we're spending at Neiman's and some of those other places should be going into our neighborhood communities to find alternative things for our young people to do. We need to have better understanding amongst black people and white people about who is a threat and who is not a threat. We need to have some cultural bridging going on, and I don't care how much, you know. I woke up this morning to a family member in distress about this, just hysterical about this. And you all that have been watching Becky in the Back Room, you know me, I ain't gonna even fake. I'm emotional every day when I read how many people are being killed, murdered. Homicides in Kansas City, Missouri are up. In the whole state of Missouri, they're up. In the city of Kansas City, Kansas, it's up. You know, so we up and we outraged today, and everybody's putting their hoodies on and stuff. But you know what? I can go to the 7-Eleven in my hoodie, and nobody's going to mess with me. I'm a grown-ass woman. Need to be talking to our children, because they don't understand that this image that they're creating, that they're adapting from popular culture, may be leading to that. I'm not saying, I know, because I believe I should be able to wear whatever I want to wear, and the children should too, except for when they're in the schoolhouse. What I'm saying is, we have devalued our own. And I know people is getting mad. I hope you get mad enough to do something in your neighborhood. Summer is coming. Summer's coming. You know, people, a lot of people don't understand when black people say that in the ghetto. That's not a good thing. I'm going to tell you something that my nephew said to me when he was 20-something. And he was going to work every day, and he was watching how the people's acting. We've been blessed and fortunate in our families, with an exception of my brother and some cousins. No one has been murdered like that. It's been 30-something years since my brother was murdered. It still hurts. But ain't nobody having no rallies and stuff about it. I'm not saying not to have the rally for Trayvon, but don't let it stop there. Don't let it stop with Trayvon. Don't let it stop with this man that thought he could take one of ours and there's no consequence. Y'all might not confine him because some of our saltwater brothers might already got him. Now, I'm talking like a man now. Because had it been me and the police let him out, I know y'all don't like to hear that, but that's a basis. That's human nature, to be violent. Eye for the eye. Where do you think they came from? They come from me. It came from the Bible. Because back in the day, they cut a lot of stuff out. They nipped stuff in the bud. I bet you there ain't no records of the highest murder rate is in Sodom and Gomorrah. The highest murder rate is in Palestine. No, they didn't. Because they did something with you. If you murdered somebody and you didn't go out and kill yourself, you might as well get your neck ready for stretching. We're so easy on the criminal system because it is so flawed. We're scared of violating their rights. And they come back out here and violate some more people's rights. Vote in November 2012. You sick of this? Act like you sick of this. Not just when one child gets killed is it a problem. Because thousands of young Trayvons are in the grave today. I have stood over double murders. Young men shot down. And their parents, two sets of parents got to bury two cousins in the same church the same day, and they never made it to the age of 21. You want to be upset? Be upset! But do something. Evil flourishes when good men do nothing. Now, here are some of the circumstances of the case. March 18th. There are several petitions for Zimmerman's arrest. They know who this man is. More than 250,000 signatures on a change.org site. If you're on Facebook, go and sign the petition. You want to be angry? There are rallies in the Kansas City area. Don't be angry and go out and do something stupid. Be angry and do something productive. And say, not another person's son or daughter is going to die like this and nobody does anything. Our children have value. But we lock our doors and windows when we see them little boys passing by us with a hoodie. Stop lying to yourself. Zimmerman ain't the only one that's guilty. March 18th. See, this is not new. This is not new. This is the 23rd. This happened last week. People just not getting upset this week. We need to be informed and stay informed. The family asked the Attorney General Eric Holder and the FBI to get involved in the investigation of their son's death. Because back in the civil rights movement, it would have been automatically filed as a hate crime. A 16-year-old girl tells Benjamin Crump, the Martin family attorney, about the last moments of Martin's life. ABC News is there exclusively. Mom was on the phone when George Zimmerman began following him. She recounted that she told Martin to run. Then she heard some pushing. Then the line went dead. The U.S. Justice Department announced it's launched an investigation into Martin's slaying. ABC News also learned that Zimmerman violated major principles of the Neighborhood Watch Manual, which states it should be emphasized to members that they do not possess police powers. They shall not carry weapons or pursue vehicles. The state attorney in Seminole County, Florida, announced that a grand jury will review the evidence of the case on April 10th. And you can go, I'm gonna post the link up on my page just now. It's from abc.com. It is very accurate. If you want to hear the tape, you can hear the tape. I don't care to hear it. It's disturbing enough. But the 911 call is very disturbing. I don't advise young mothers, pregnant women, older people to listen because I just think that, being upset is one thing. Making yourself ill about something that you have no control over is another. So what we want to do is we want to mobilize and get people out to the rallies. I'll be posting on my Facebook page where the rally is in Kansas City. See, this, some people are getting confused. Trayvon Martin was from Florida. Okay? He was from Seminole County, Florida. He was not in Kansas City. You know, because people get outraged and people like, well, did y'all know him? This is what I want my Caucasian brothers and sisters to understand. You know, when Ella Natalie girl got killed over in the Caribbean, the world went crazy. Our children are dying just like the children in Africa that are fighting in the wars. We got some angry children. We got some good kids. I work with young people all the time. Nobody that works, I'm 30 years older than everybody I work with, okay? So I'm doing what I can. I'm going to do my part. I have continued to serve my community because that's in my spirit. I can't, you know, I know dope boys, I know gangsters, I know thugs, I know basketball stars, football stars, I know college students, all of them under the age of 25, and every last one of them will come and tell me things that they will not tell somebody else. When I came back last September, I lost 2 young men from my community. Craziness is not brand new. Desensitization of our youth and our community is growing. It's rampant. It's epidemic. We're going to be upset about Trayvon. Let's be upset about the state of affairs of the African American and Latino communities, where we are losing young men. And when we lose young men like that very young, 17 to 25, you wiping out a generation. You wiping out everything that he might have accomplished, every person he might have helped to save, every child that he might have brought to this world that was going to do something incredible. Y'all letting Satan win. We putting our children up on the altar of Baal and sacrificing them. Our children are not safe. Time to do something. God will take care of George Zimmerman. I'm not saying take up your arms and go out there. No, I get angry. I get worked up. I'm angry like you, but I'm saying do something constructive. Go to changeandcause.com and sign up the petition. Because when they see that this is not something we're going to tolerate, and don't go tear up your own neighborhood because you're mad about what the status quo didn't do for yours. You clean up your neighborhood. That's number 1. Clean up your neighborhood. You know it's murders going around 3 blocks away from you. Is anybody trying to find out who murdered them? Is anybody calling the police and saying, I know evidence about the so-and-so murder? We had one of the first black serial killers raging through here one summer. And people knew the prostitutes was the one that got him locked up. I'm trying to tell you something. What is my point? My point is evil flourishes when good men do nothing. Are you sitting silent today about something that you need to be speaking on? It's time for us to stop getting outraged about everything if we're not going to get outraged about something that's happening in your own neighborhood. You're in the back room with Becky. It's a Freaky Friday. You know, the weather is crazy in Missouri. I didn't do anything about the housewives because I felt like anything I said about them would be trite and would be disrespectful to the memory of this young man. And I think that all of our efforts should, everybody that knows me, you see my Facebook page, I'll be wearing the hood on my page until something changes. My other pages may have my cute pictures, but right now, I'm saying, put your hoods on for justice. In the back room with Becky, always. Peace, love, and understanding. Why do I do this? For the people. I already got it. I already understand it. I've already felt the pain of burying a premature young adult. I've already dealt with putting a child in the grave. I want you to look at this and say, today is the day that I stop acting like this is not my concern. If you live in an inner city neighborhood, if you live in a suburb, if you got black children in your family, if you got a young black man, if you got an interracial child, any of those things, you need to be preparing them, and you need to be sitting out watching your own community so people like George Zimmerman ain't out there shooting our kids because they think they got the authority. This is not the Wild Wild West, contrary to popular belief. And all that getting, get an understanding. No justice, no peace.